Good evening, everyone. So today I will present the digital transformation done by the company named Miele from the article written by Kaiser and Stummer in 2020 entitled How the Traditional Industrial Manufacturer Miele Established a New Smart Home Division. So, to give you an outline of this presentation, I will introduce a bit of the background of the study and the company, the organizational changes used for digitalization, like why and how it was developed, and the learnings and challenges they had, particularly what worked and what didn't work for them. I will also highlight the different themes that the article tackled, and finally we will have a conclusion. Okay, so smart connected products, particularly for smart homes, are transforming existing markets and creating a new one. You probably have this in your own home right now, or if you don't, I suggest that you do. Because being able to control your simply lights, security cams, room temperature, they can all be done remotely through your phone. This provides convenience for us as the consumers. However, this is particularly challenging for the large industrial manufacturers who create these products and those that have decades of old organizational structure, which leads us to the subject of this study. Miele is a family owned German company that manufactures kitchen, laundry, and floor appliances, as well as machines used for commercial and medical facilities. These products are actually also available here in the Philippines, but they are not as popular as the ones that we're used to, such as Samsung, Electrolux, or the local manufacturers that we have, such as Hanabishi, because I think they're too expensive. I didn't really check. Anyway, now, even though the company was established over a century ago, connected domestic appliances were not new for Miele. So in 1997, they equipped washing machines with electronic control displays where you can view the running time of your washing machines. And in 2010, they already had their products had this app to monitor and control them. That's like over 10 years ago already, and they already offer this in the market. So several business areas of Mel collaborated to develop and introduce these smart appliances to the market. And then, with the emergence of Internet of Things, the company wanted to equip their appliances with connectivity to an app or voice command. Say, for example, they will say, Alexa, set oven temperature to 180 degrees. Or direct connection to each other, like range hoods, will automatically turn off after cooking on the stove. Sorry. And hold on, sorry. However, implementing this was a challenge for Miele as a traditional industrial manufacturer. So in 2016, the leadership recognized that they had to make a change in order to keep up with technology and overcome the innovator's dilemma. So they established a new division designed to digitalize all their products and services. But before we get to that, I would like to discuss how the company developed this new division. So first, Miele formed a project team from different business units who developed a vision for digitalization. This team investigated different strategies of other companies in the industry. So first, they found that some companies hired a new chief digital officer. I think this is pretty common. We see this mostly on news headlines where this company has hired this chief digital officer, which means they are going to do some digital transformation to their company. But Miele didn't like that because all digitalization activities will still be done within their existing business units, and the CDO will just be implementing these changes from the outside of their respective units. So next, other companies acquired startups or established subsidiary companies and transferred all digital digitalization activities to it. However, the team didn't like that as well because they believe that external approach will not have the impact that they wanted to accomplish with their vision. So they decided to just transform their current organizational structure. Shown here is the traditional divisions and departments of the company, such as marketing, sales, product management, etc., that are part of what they call performance engine. Miele has a strong organizational structure. It has been shaped and molded over decades to continually increase productivity and efficiency. This is what they're good at since they have survived decades or even centuries in manufacturing industry. However, innovations often conflict with business ongoing operations. All their innovation initiatives are blocked because the priority is always, of course, the operative goals. And the innovation leaders cannot control the performance engine people because they are bigger and they are more firmly established. So the company decided to establish the new division, which will be their innovation engine. And the main objective of this innovation engine is to oversee the technological developments of smart home appliances, how they will be sold and introduced to the market, and which is what they call the smart home division. So the company acknowledged that the key to the success of this change depends on the strong partnership between the innovation engine and the performance engine. The reciprocal relationship develops in such a way that innovation requires the support of performance engine, and performance engine requires innovation engine in order to survive the market. Shared staff also plays an important role when the employees from other business units will work on innovation engine projects so they can be given the necessary resources that they need. This also prevents the not invented here syndrome because everyone is working within the company and there are no third parties involved. And lastly, Hubinger, who is also one of the authors of this article, is actually a leader in both innovation engine and electronics division, which is a central part in the performance engine division. So he was able to use his position to his advantage and easily transfer ideas from the smart home division to the performance engine. So now we will look into the learnings and challenges encountered by the company through this organizational restructure. First, I would like to discuss what worked. So the smart home division built a team from external hiring, which turned out to be easy because digitalization roles are popular to applicants. They also had internal hiring, which helped make the integration easier since they're coming from key business units from Performance Engine. They also became a network-oriented organization where teams coming from different organizations come together to focus on the same vision. They had team building activities, daily stand-up meetings, pitch events for project ideas, and even after-work activities. They also adopted a design thinking approach. This changed their perspective in creating the products. So instead of just designing digital features for devices, they tried to figure out, they looked into what helped users the most. The smart home division turned their ideas into prototypes. They had them tested, got feedback from focus groups, and achieved customer acceptance, which helped speed up their commercialization. The new division also moved to a new building with no personal seats, all movable tables, and meeting corners everywhere. The new working space positively influenced the development of new ideas and eliminated hierarchy and encouraged their innovation. So now, Let's look into what did not work. So the idea of a shared staff concept is to borrow experts from other business units in Performance Engine to Smart Home Division, but it turned out that it wasn't easy. People from Performance Engine just didn't have time to spare for the Smart Home Division. And if they're waiting for them to be available, that would prolong the project, which is not ideal in this age of digitalization. So generally, they just didn't have enough shared staff that they originally planned. So the next thing is the bridgeheads, which also didn't work. Bridgeheads were appointed to work in both Performance Engine and Innovation Engine, and they were meant to get insider information from other business units to help with integration. However, it turns out that there were no resources available to work as bridgeheads. And second, for the departments that did, the bridgeheads did not have enough power to influence the business units. They couldn't include digital innovation ideas to roadmaps for developing products and services, so smart home divisions had to act on their own. With that said, I believe that the company could have addressed these challenges by hiring more resources that will be dedicated for the roles required. Multiple roles for resources, especially for leaders, is not new in this age of technology. Employees must be flexible to be able to accomplish their roles, but of course, they will need to be trained in their respective business units and then integrated with the smart home division. This would, of course, result in an increase in expense for the company. However, they must be able to compare the expenses of hiring more employees and the opportunity cost of getting behind in technology. When the success of innovation engine relies between the relationships from different business units, it is important to invest in employees. Moving on to the themes that were tackled in this study. So because this subject is digitalization and technology, a lot, if not all of the themes was touched here. But right now, I want to highlight the ones that are crucial parts of the study. So first is technological change. When Miele created the new division for digitalization in order to overcome the innovator's dilemma, they knew that they had to make the change for their company to survive. Next is technological acquisition. Internal acquisition or internal development was discussed in creating the new division to handle all their digitalization activities, which is the smart home division. Also, when open innovation was dismissed because of concerns about its impact and integration to the current organization. The next theme is technology identification, which is the main goal of the smart home division, where the tasks involve understanding the market and generating new ideas for features and business model that would derive the requirements and roadmaps for other departments. And then lastly, technology exploitation, when the design thinking approach was used by the innovation engine to move their products from ideas to production, which helps speed up their commercialization. Technology transfer was also discussed, where innovation engine transfers ideas for digitalization to performance engine. And also reverse innovation, similar to how the CEO of our Harman initiated the reverse innovation project by creating a new division and combining it with traditional engineers to achieve new goals. So in conclusion, we can say that traditional industrial manufacturers can establish new divisions for digital activities despite having decades-old organizational structure. Companies with similar structure can introduce new working methods such as design thinking within a new division. With that being said, these technology strategies may depend on different organization structures and cultures, their decision-making process, specific industry characteristics, competitive pressure, or impact of digitalization. Human factor in digital transformation presented challenges where the shared staff and bridgeheads didn't work as expected because lack of resources. The management approved the plan, however, it was not successful in operational level, though the concepts were still not dismissed and its evolution is organic and ongoing. Finally, maintaining status quo is not a viable option. As mentioned, companies need to overcome innovators' dilemma. Digital smart products and services are already transforming markets and companies, and they need to keep up in order to survive. That's all. Thank you.